You know the Isekai drill by now. A guy gets hit by a truck, meets a god, gets a boring power like a praise, or an overpowered skill like being able to copy everyone else's abilities, and then joins a guild. It's the whole thing. I've covered plenty of those on this channel. But what if God decided to stop being so boring? What if, instead of a boring stat screen or a world-breaking cheat, he handed our heroes a weaponized reality-bending shitpost? A power so gloriously unhinged, so completely divorced from any semblance of game balance, that it could only exist in the mind of a true madman. Well, wonder no more, because I have found it. I have gazed into the abyss, and the abyss handed me a business card with a title so long it physically weakens my spine. I'm gonna need a deep breath for this one. We reincarnated into a world overrun by monsters, but it's no big deal because God gave us a deck of mysterious cards that enable incredible transformations. So we're going to work together to save this world, the manga. Yeah, that is the actual title. It reads like someone lost a bet to a light novel generator. That's not a sentence, it's a premise. It's the entire plot summarized. Anyways, this is a doujinshi one-shot. Doujinshi meaning self-published, which is hilarious because it looks better than 90% of professional manga. Like, Miyata woke up one morning, decided to make a shit post, and accidentally painted the Sistine Chapel. We open on a scene of pure, unadulterated fantasy carnage. The village is burning, there are skeletons with axes, demonic hounds, and Lovecraftian old ones that look like they escaped from a berserk panel. The chaos is real. Man, the artwork. This is not your typical clean manga lines. Every single panel looks like a god tier oil painting. It's all dramatic lighting, hyper detailed armor, muscles that could deflect sword blows. This is the kind of art you'd expect in a high fantasy epic about the weight of sin and the nature of man. I mean, just look at it. It looks like it was painted by someone who accidentally wandered into the Renaissance and was forced to apprentice under Michelangelo. It's surreal. This is essentially a comedic shitpost wrapped in top-tier fantasy artwork. A group of Viking-looking warriors rush in to defend the village. They're giving it everything they've got. Steel, sweat, battle screams, the whole let us die honorably package. One villager trips and falls. A skeleton raises an axe to split him open, when its skull suddenly explodes from a tankard. This is the arrival of our heroes. You might be wondering, who are they? Are they grizzled knights? Powerful warriors? Nope. It's two dudes named Hot and Cold. Yeah, I'm not making that up. Their names are Hot and Cold. This manga runs on the power of dad jokes and divine chaos. They look like they walked out of a 90s garage rock band. Hot's in jeans, a t-shirt, and a leather jacket. Cold's rocking jeans, a t-shirt, and a Letterman jacket. They are so profoundly out of place, it's like seeing two tourists at the end of the world. And how did they get there? Well, the usual way, truck-kun. The Isekai Express delivered them straight to God's waiting room. And God, who seems to be a very no-nonsense cosmic entity, gives them a choice. Face oblivion, or go save a monster-infested world. If you choose the second option, I'll give you power. And our boys, being rational, choose option B and sign the contract. But here's where it gets good. This isn't a god who gives you a boring sword skill. No, this god's a gamer. He gives them a deck of cards. The rules are simple and beautiful. Once a day, they draw a random card from their deck. This card grants them a job, and this job comes with all the associated abilities and equipment. Now, in a normal isekai, the jobs would be like a knight, a mage, a healer, a rogue, something sensible, but not here. Hot draws the policeman card, Cold draws the ninja card. So we cut to the most absurd, hyper-detailed magical girl style transformation sequence you've ever seen, but for two fully grown men. It shouldn't work, but it absolutely works. Hawk is dual-wielding pistols with the accuracy of a John Woo protagonist. Cold is a katana-wielding blur, but they don't stop there. Oh no. This is where Miyata's brain completely breaks, and I mean that in the highest compliment possible. At one point, a blade-armed demon charges Hot. So what does our hero, the valiant policeman, do? He pulls out his handcuffs, He cuffs the demon's bladed wrists, grabs its legs, and proceeds to helicopter spin the monster using his own arms to slice and dice its friends. I had to literally pause reading because I was laughing too much. But it gets even better. Hot pulls out a shotgun. Cold, the ninja, sees this, teleports over, yanks the shotgun out of his hands, and uses his ninja art shadow clone jutsu to create a dozen clones, all holding shotguns. So just picture that, an army of shotgun ninjas blasting demons into another dimension. Cinema is dead. This is better. And they're still not done. Hot, utilizing the full extent of his law enforcement authority, summons a police cruiser. So the two bros hop in and start mowing down the demonic army like it's Grand Theft Auto Dark Souls edition. We get a glorious panel of Cold sticking his katana out the window and casually decapitating whatever the car doesn't run over. This is the single coolest and dumbest thing I have seen all month. So the army is dead. All that's left is the final boss, the Grim Reaper, Death himself. Bulk, scythe, towering presence. He looks like he's about to drop a 12-hour Elden Ring boss theme. And do our heroes have a plan, a strategy, prayer? Nah, they just try to run him over with the cop car. It doesn't work though. Death swats the car away like a mosquito. So what's their next move? Complex, magical ritual, hidden weakness? Nope. They do the same thing again. They drive the car right back at the Grim Reaper. But this time, at the last second, they bail out. And as Death is focused on the empty oncoming vehicle, both Hot and Cole pull out the pins on grenades and chuck them. There's a massive explosion that engulfs the Grim Reaper. The end boss is defeated not by a holy sword, but by standard issued police explosives. The sheer unmitigated gall of this storytelling is breathtaking. It operates on a logic so pure, so childlike, that it loops back to being genius. Why wouldn't a policeman have grenades? So yeah, the village is saved, there's a celebration, but our boys' work isn't done. The final panel gives us a glimpse of their future exploits. Cold uses a guitarist card to summon an electric guitar that electrocutes demons as he shreds the face-melting solo. Hot uses a hardware store employee card to beat a monster to death with a washing machine. I've never seen something so stupid and so beautiful at the same time. This is their life now. They are cosmic troubleshooters armed with a deck of cards that lets them become anything, from a cop to a cashier, and they use this power to bring absolute glorious chaos to the forces of evil. This one shot is incredible, and I'm just so sad to see that it's only a one shot. This story is a straight up masterpiece. It's pure, unfiltered imagination. It's like a 10-year-old describing the coolest story possible using action figures he bought from 5 different toy lines. It's so gleefully over the top, it loops back around to being brilliant. The contrast is everything. The artwork is legitimately some of the most stunning and detailed you'll see, which makes the absurdity of the premise hit 10 times harder. It's like watching a Shakespearean actor perform the script to Velociraptor with utter heartbreaking sincerity. It's an oil painting masquerading as a meme. And Hot and Cold are perfect protagonists. They have no angst, no tragic backstory, no harem. They are just two bros given the ultimate cheat code who ultimately start using it to live out every action movie fantasy they've ever had. They are the personification of the phrase, "Hell yeah, brother." If someone told me this was the greatest piece of fiction ever written, I'd at least hear them out. So yeah, if you ever, even for a second, thought that a cop and a ninja teaming up to run over skeletons in a police car was a cool idea, then this manga is your new holy text. The link to read it is down in the description below, and trust me, my breakdown of this one shot does it no justice. You need to read this with your own eyes. And if you enjoy this and you want more of this kind of stuff, you absolutely must check out Miyata's other work, Nick and Lever. I'll also leave a link to that series down below as well. Miyata is a national treasure. So yeah, this one shot is proof that sometimes the best stories aren't the most complex. They're the ones that make you pump your fists and scream, "Cowabunga it is," at your screen. But what do you think? Is this the peak of fiction, or have I gazed too deep into the abyss of Isekai? Let me know in the comments down below, but I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still want to thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next one is more to your liking. With that said, thank you once again, and I hope you guys and gals have a good one. Later.